Hello, good afternoon, it's Woody, another video. This time, I'm talking about emotional baggage and how I strongly believe that if we're going to heal ourselves from cancer, that we need to lose the emotions from our past. In case you don't know me, I have stage 4 prostate cancer. I was diagnosed a year and a half ago. It changed my lifestyle in so many ways. I've gone onto a vegan only diet. I try to keep really healthy. I don't drink alcohol, coffee. I try to do my best. I don't get enough exercise. But I do try my best. I was talking to a really good friend today. My daughter was at a karate lesson, and we have these wonderful chats, me and this guy Ian. And he inspires me to sort of bring out things in my mind that perhaps are there, but when I talk to him, he kind of just inspires me to let them go. And at some point this morning, I started talking about my past and how I've been tied down with something, an event from the past, and I strongly believe that, as does he, that anyone that has cancer or probably any other serious illness is, for the most part, not say everyone, but the most part, I bet the great majority have got a lot of emotional baggage that they've struggled with and carried around with. And it could be an event, it could be a love story, it could be something that somebody's done to them or they've done to somebody else. It could be guilt, it could be hate, it could be love, it could be all these emotions. It could be a mixture, regrets, all those things that are allowed to build and fester inside. And as we grow through life, we are all, unfortunately, we all hold cancer cells. We just don't always activate them. And some of us do. And obviously, I have, you have, if you're watching this, or someone you know has. They just sit there waiting, they're dormant, nobody knows really why, but there has to be a link, I think, between what we do to ourselves physically and mentally, probably more mentally. So I have this story where I kind of let my guard down today to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it on here. Where I had the love story, met someone when I was younger and was all due to be engaged, and got engaged, was due to live together, and then I was working overseas. She went home and she then stopped replying to any messages I had, letters. She vanished. And when you're in love and someone does that to you, you're in a world of hurt. And I was in a wonderful environment, but hurting so badly, and I turned to drink and some drugs and things like that back in those days. That was the medication, self-medication. I did things as well then that I'm not proud of after that. Found it really difficult to have a relationship because I never trusted anyone, or maybe I didn't trust myself. And I carried that around for a long time. I didn't really realise that I was still carrying that around. These things, they're not in everyday life. They just sit there in the background, and they just sit there waiting for an opportunity to spring back out into your life. And in my case, I might listen to a piece of music, and boom, I'm transported back into that time where I was madly in love. And the amazing thing about the human brain is that all it takes is that little spark, a song, a smell, a sound, that can bring us back into time and create the exact conditions in our body that we had at that time, the same chemical flowing through the body, the same mixture, and you feel the same. Equally, that can be also if you've had a really bad experience, perhaps if someone's abused you or something like that, the same thing, the same memory will spark off with some kind of trigger. And this is not easy. This is not easy to kind of like confess this or to share it. But I strongly believe that, listen, if we have cancer, okay, we need to reinvent ourselves, and we need to reinvent ourselves from the inside out. We need to lose the stuff that tied us down. I've been married now for a number of years, 2 young daughters, and even though I love my wife and my children, this past, what do you call it, emotion that still hangs around, or still it did, well after into my marriage, got in the way of things until I got diagnosed with cancer. And then I realised that, okay, you've got stage 4 cancer, Woody. It's about time you made peace with the world, you know. You gotta search your life to find out what's holding you back, what's tied you down from loving someone, because we need love. And while it's tainted, while you've got this other person in your life, but whatever reason, it's really hard to truly give love. And when I was diagnosed, which was September 2021, it took me a while to come to terms with it. Then I come to terms with it, and then some time ago, I realised that I have a chance to be set free. I've got prostate cancer. It's stage 4. Okay, I don't need anything else to hold me back. I don't need anything. I have a chance to wipe the slate clean. And instead of looking back on those times with regret, what could have been is no good. You can never have that. You can't change anything. It's happened, and you can't do anything about it, but it's in the past. And my particular experience is I learned to let that go and remember that experience as one of great fondness. I look back at it now and I see it for what it was. It was a beautiful time in my life that was fantastic, and I'm grateful to have had that experience. And that's where the line goes. It's I'm grateful to have had that experience, but I'm letting it go. It took me a long time to figure that out. It takes something like cancer to do that sometimes. So in that respect, I'm grateful to cancer, because without that, I may still be carrying this feeling for the rest of my life. Never quite being able to fully give 100% of love because of this dilution by something else. instead of just thinking, well, it was a wonderful time, I'm really grateful for that, and it's time to move on. And equally, whatever a type of emotional baggage is going to affect you, because those cancer cells that we all have inside that are waiting to wake up are going to be woken up the more this emotional stuff we carry with us is just the breeding ground for bad health. I've come to terms with the fact I have cancer. Am I scared? Yeah. I'm terrified. Of course I'm terrified. Everyone's terrified. However, I feel free. I feel free, and I feel empowered, more so than I've ever been in my life. I feel empowered, and the only way I'm going to perhaps heal myself is by wiping the slate clean from the inside. I want to I think that when we spend time regretting stuff and emotionally and hating, there's a time comes we've got to forgive and forget, because the only person that always hurts is us. We're the ones that are hurting ourselves all the time. The more we're holding on to it, the more hurt we're gaining. And I think cancer loves it, loves that kind of environment inside. It's where it wants to grow. And if you are watching this and you have, I would love to know, without being nosy, but I would mind betting that the vast majority of people that have an illness like cancer have also a lot of emotional stuff going on from the past. Be interesting to sort of listen to people if you want to put a comment after. The way forward is to cut that. Either if it's a bad thing, cut it and forgive. Forgive, because if someone's done something bad to you in the past, okay, you're never gonna heal by hate. Never gonna heal, because all you're doing is you keep reminding yourself, and you keep going back into time. You keep bringing yourself into that same place. And the only way you ever can let that go is when you decide to forgive. Or, as I've done, to respect the fact that I had an amazing time and I'm grateful for it. And I'm happy that it was in my life, in my case. But I have a wife, 2 children, and lots of love to give for as long as I live. And yeah, I feel once I did that, I just felt this incredible wave wash over me, and I felt this, the baggage just dropped, and I felt lighter. I felt more alive than I've ever done. And it's just recognising it. It's just being able to stand up and say to yourself, do you know what, this is okay. It's okay to let this stuff go and to focus on the present moment. This is where we are going to be the most happiness. When right now is where we can change stuff. You can't change the past. We can't even change the future. It doesn't exist. And I just love this little quote from this film. The past is history. Future's a mystery. And the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Kung Fu Panda, that was from. But doesn't that just sum up the world? and our minds. If we continuously return to the past, especially if it's not a good past, then all we're going to do is keep making ourselves feel bad and grow these illnesses inside of us. If we can just be appreciating the now and doing our very best to make the best of life now. Be kind. I've always said be kind, and kindness is such a powerful tool. Just by being kind to people in the present moment. If you see someone that's doing something good, let them know they're doing something good. I saw a guy today collecting money for Macmillan cancer research in the supermarket, and as I went in, I put a few pounds in his bucket, and then when I went out, I walked up to him, my daughter was with me. I said, wait there a second, Ella. I went up and shook his hand and said, thank you for what you're doing. I said, you're doing a great thing. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I've got wrong with me. But he was beaming. He was, oh, thank you very much. You know? This random act of kindness just is powerful. And we've got so much in our minds that we can do. Once we free ourselves, we can go out there and live the best life we can. And the percentage, the chance of us getting better gets higher. I believe the more freer we are, the more kinder, happier, the more purer we are, the more chance I think we get of becoming healthy again. That's my philosophy. I don't know a better one, really. And the only other option is for me to give in and sit in my room all day and wait for the moment the Grim Reaper bangs on the door and calls my name. Says it's time. Well, I'm not ready for that. And I won't be ready for that for a long, long time. And neither should you. Okay? So until the next one, I've no idea what I'm going to talk about next. Whatever inspires me to maybe inspire you is what is it'll be the next video. Yeah, so until then, take care and keep yourself well and be kind. Be kind, it's good for you.